happen anywhere in schools, workplaces, and even online. We believe that creating awareness for bullying is very, very crucial because by recognizing its signs, we can know how to address it and we can all play a part in creating a safer and supportive environment for everyone. My name is Jemima Basi.
Ayodele. That's it. So, welcome to another episode of Amani Podcast, and today we'll be discussing about bullying, its symptoms and its effects on our overall well-being. Bullying.
Very, very, very like
This is
a lot is happening and it's becoming so rampant. It's like every week we keep on hearing from one bullish story to the other.
eradicate it or stop it totally, but something has to be done to reduce it drastically because the effect of bullying on our well-being is, and bullying does not just happen to children, because most of us, when we hear bullying, we just think of our school children, secondary school children, and primary school.
Yeah.
Like you rightly said, there are different types of bullying. The most popular one is the physical one, where you fight you, I fight you. There's emotional bullying,
true.
there's verbal bullying, there's sexual bullying, there's cyber bullying. We don't even talk about that one enough. And the amount of the number of children or teenagers that commit suicide as a result of cyberbullying is on the rise. And we are not, I don't think we are talking about it enough.
And the truth is, I feel because did you watch that video recently that happened of that student that got killed?
I could not watch the video.
When I
cannot
when I
watch
saw the video, a lot of things was going through my mind because imagine a child, like somebody's child,
I know, I
like
can't.
the person was bullied, tortured, and they left him under the rain to die. And I'm like, imagine what the mother will be going through. And I feel parents have a lot of work to do because I feel it starts with them. How are you raising your child? Like, who are his friends? What are you telling him? Like, there are some things that your child, as a child is growing up, you should not just overlook it.
True.
Because that is where it starts from.
True. Let's take a step back.
Okay.
What is even bullying? When we hear bullying, what does it mean? So bullying is an act of a behavior, usually aggressive behavior, that is with the intention to cause harm to the other person or to cause discomfort to the other person. So I'm thinking, why would I want to cause harm to the next person? Why would a happy, healthy person, want to cause harm to another human being? Why?
I think most people derive joy in doing that. You know, this seniority, especially if they feel they are bigger. They are bigger. Yeah, so you see that, especially secondary school, you feel that GSS and SS. You see, once they have this now, you even see some juniors will be telling that very soon I'll enter SS1. When they will believe because they feel it just comes with that. True. That once you are a senior, nobody, then you can talk to anyone. And which is very, very wrong. Very, very wrong.
Okay, so bullying is a learned behavior. Nobody was born to be a bully or was born like that. You know, children now, anything they see,
they pick up very fast.
Very fast. So most times, not every time now, but most times, bullying actually starts from the home.
True.
That's why parents need to be very, very. This is something that we should take very seriously because it starts from the home. It starts from what the child says. You eating the child or you eating the help anyhow. The child thinks
it's okay
normal.
To do that. Yes,
and then the child goes out and does the same thing
someone.
to his classmate or does the same thing to his friend, and the cycle continues
like that.
So most times this thing starts from the home. It could also be, so there are so many things that may, cause bullying. One of it is, the background or the foundation is that it's learned. But how it is learned is now in different ways. It could be from the home, it could be from the environment, it could be as a result of, so the child wants to have a sense of, and it could also be as a result of the child lacking some form of emotional support at home or going through something at home. Most times it's from the home. Most times.
It always falls back.
Most times it's as a result of the child going through something and then not being able to express it or not being able to manage it. The parents are not available and then the child is looking for a way to express Maybe the child is angry or the child just wants
Someone
attention.
yes, exactly.
And whether positive or negative, attention is attention.
Yes.
So the child goes to school and starts to exercise his muscles, starts to bully other children. By that, the guy, or girl, as the case may be, start getting or feeling a sense of control or feeling a sense of, okay, at least if you're not there for me at home,
My friend is there, somebody is there.
yeah, I can control. You can't control me at home, but me, I can control other people. I've also realized or I've noticed that bullies, people who are bullied also, so there are two sides to it.
Okay.
When somebody is bullied, it's either, and the person doesn't get help, it's either the person also becomes a bully because
Yes,
it's a learned behavior. So, okay, just saying this is okay, I can also do this to somebody else. And that's what happens to most of our seniors and juniors in secondary school. Somebody now says, because they feel this is now my time. My senior too, they did this to me. So you too, it's your own time to receive the the bullying. Okay, some of the things to look out for are, when a child is bubbly and all that, loves going to school, and then suddenly the child begin to, I don't want to go to school today.
And I think parents, most times, parents fail to pay attention to their children. So most times they might not even realize that something is going on. And you see that most times these people that are bullied, they're always threatening the bully that if you tell anybody, you can't even be the maid. Like imagine the parents are they're always busy, they go to work, and the maid is bullying your child.
Yeah,
and you don't know, and you hear that I'll kill your mommy. And you know children now, they love their parents so much. And you won't know. Just as usual self. Even when you're asking the child, some of them is the maid that is answering for the child. You won't even know. They don't pay attention.
Yeah,
and I think those are signs that parents should try to recognize.
You cannot not pay attention.
There's always a sign.
Or the child starts, maybe the child that has already been potty trained, is maybe 6, 8 year old that stopped bedwetting, starts bedwetting, and you know that something is going on. Or the child starts to, somebody who eats normally before starts to picky eat, like I don't want to eat this one, I don't want to eat. Or start overeating. So that could be a coping mechanism for them, for the child. Start overeating or just lost interest in food. Somebody shared something with me recently and was like, okay, my son, and I know the boy is very bubbly, very lively, very outgoing personality. And then she said recently that he has just become silent, that anything that he doesn't talk to anybody in the house. He started school, I think secondary school recently, and he just went silent, like doesn't talk. When he comes back from school, just does his assignment, puts on his earphone and nothing more. That she's very concerned. I was like, you should be concerned because something is going on that you must find out. It's not normal that if somebody I know, she said even in church that they had to call her from church that your son used to participate in different activities, during the Children's Day celebrations, that they called him to come and participate. And she said, I'm not interested. And this is somebody that used to be very, I was like, you should actually be concerned. Something is going on that you must find out. That if she asks him what's going on, how was school today, how was exam, fine. When you start hearing all those one word answer, please take it off. Go the extra mile to find out what exactly the issue is. This guy I just talked about now just entered secondary school, so it's understandable. Maybe he's acclimatizing, one senior or the other is having to deal with different things. And from my own experience, or I don't know his age, so I don't know how old he is. But if maybe it could even be he's not emotionally ready for that setting. Boarding school or even secondary school. Some of us parents from primary 4. Me, I went to secondary school from primary 4.
Why is it people parents that used to dump their children in boarding school?
Dump.
Why did you use the word dump? I don't know, but like you just like imagine just taking your child to boarding school and like why?
Well, I won't say people put their children in boarding school, dump them.
Okay, I take back that word.
So it's no, but some actually do it out of
They are
ignorance.
busy, some are busy.
They do, and yeah. So boarding school is not a place to dump your child, or it's not a place to train your child. You are supposed to train your child from home, not the boarding house or the boarding school system training your child for you, because you may not like what you will get at the end of the day. But I found out that some parents, that is what they do, or that is their
The
intention.
mentality they always have.
That is the mentality that
Once a
okay, you are
child-
going to learn life
when you go to boarding
when you
school.
go to boarding school. You are going
True.
to all this one you are doing at home. You are going to teach you, mommy, daddy. They are not supposed to teach you from, but you are supposed to teach the child before
Yes.
the child. The boarding school is supposed to be a place where the child is expressing or what he has learned, not going there to learn, because you really don't know what they are going to teach the child.
Very
Not all
true.
the values, not all the would be things that you would want. So, like I said earlier, I was shipped off to secondary school. When I was in primary 4. I think I was 9 years old at the time. Yeah, I think I was 9. I entered secondary school 9 years old. I was an A student in primary school. I went to Caleb International School. I was, always top of class and all that. But I got the shocker of my life when I entered secondary school. Now boarding house. It was in Ogun State. We live in Lagos State. I wasn't, so one of the first things I realized was I wasn't now that I look back and I relive all those experiences. I'm like, okay, so why did I go through this, or why didn't I do this or that? So I'm like, okay, I was not emotionally ready. So the child may be brilliant, the child may be an A student and all that, but the child may not be emotionally ready for secondary school and even for university, because you see 14-year-old now
Trying
going
to write jam.
it's a lot of emotional work, it's a lot of pressure
And that child.
in university, and if the child is not equipped and empowered enough, that's why you see the child the first or second year he has started smoking something. They have introduced him to one this thing, they have introduced her to one club, to one, because the child is not grounded emotionally, not ready. That's just it. So it goes beyond just having A's or having double promotion people. Now wait down. Anyway, you see all those types of bullying that we mentioned. Verbal bullying, physical bullying, emotional bullying, even cyber bullying. I have experienced it.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. First hand. So my secondary school was it's in Ogun State, but the seniors that we met in JSS1, the seniors in SS3, SS1 to SS3, then they were very, I don't know, most of them or some of them were very old, not like we 9 years old, we were like 18 already, and when the Bible says the heart of man is desperately wicked, some of them were desperately. I remember one of them. Now she has become born again. But what she did to me in secondary school, oh God, the kind of punishment that, oh God. Anyway, so it was a lot.
What did you do to them?
You don't have to do anything to anybody for them to bully you. What did you do to a bully to get bullied? You are just being yourself. You are just being you. You don't have to do it. The bully is trying to show power, unnecessary power, or trying to exercise power when it's not necessary. Just trying to show something. So you don't have to do something for a bully to bully you. And like I usually say, bullies actually know their targets. So I used to be very gentle. I'm still gentle, yes. But then, this easygoing girl, very unassuming, very, and those seniors, they know what to target. Year one, I don't think I had a school mother. Okay, I had one, somebody that I knew, but she was not in the same hostel as I. She was in another hostel, so it's not something that you can quickly run
She
to.
your school mother.
So even my school mother, that year one, she me pepe. Oh God. I kept provision with school mother
She has
with the hope that when I finish, or with the hope that okay, I don't want them to steal my own provision in my locker, and I kept it with her. When I went to go and collect my this thing, school provision I finished. Well, I cried that day. Well, that is another kind of bullying. And she was like, that's how it happens. Anyway. So the kind of bullying that goes on in secondary school that I experienced in boarding house is, the senior junior kind where the seniors are the alpha and the omega, the odogu, the yeah. And it was really tough for me, especially because I was very young and I was not ready. Let me just put it that way. You fetch water in the morning, wake up 5 a.m. You go and a senior, you would have fetched your own water maybe the night before. The senior will give you pail, maybe 2 pails of water. And where we usually fetch water is like
Very far. Where are the teachers?
teachers. Well, now, teachers know better, they are trying to do better. But then, even our counselor in my secondary school, our counselor used to be the person that other teachers will go and call when they want to beat. So imagine you are having an issue that you need to discuss with your counselor. Is it that person that you can
Hmm.
We used to call them
Matrons.
matrons, yeah. But some of them are not approachable and they see it as you are not the only one. It happens to everybody. Everybody goes through this. So why should your
Wow.
own be different? Why are you reporting? That's like the normal way of life.
Hmm.
So your complaint
It's not valid.
is not valid. So different kinds of bullying, fetching water, for seniors, sending you on errand when you're supposed to be in class, different things, being punished, different kinds of punishment. Stood down. Wow, God, I learned different kinds of punishment.
But in all
Secondary
this, did you tell your mom and dad?
Okay, well, so this is where parents also come in. Open communication. Be willing to listen to your children. So I think I told my mom like once or twice because she's a regular visitor. She comes like every 2 weeks. But after a while, when you tell your parents, my mom will tell the matron, and then the matron will call the senior. And then after you get to the hostel, you reported me to your mom, Abi.
Really?
Part two. So the level of the bullying will even go and she will now tell all her friends. So you are now the target for anything they want to do. You are the target, and so they won't concentrate on other people. You are now the direct target. So in order to experience that and in order to avoid, just let me just be on notice. So I just stopped telling them. There was one particular one, I think I was in GS3, and students used to do different things because you can't fight back. You can't, well, in that setting, you can't, when they punish you, it's like a normal way of life, like normal setting. So what some of them would do when they give them, I know some people, when they give them pails of water, pails, to go and fetch, we used to use pails then, not buckets, but now it's buckets.
Okay.
Then it was pail. They will wee, just as a way of getting back at the senior. They will wee inside the water and then take it to the senior group, and then they'll be watching. And that's the water the senior we used to drink garri, we drink. So so in their mind, okay, that's their own way of punishing them or paying them back for what they did. I didn't have the heart for all those things. There were times I would cry to go and fetch water. I just didn't have the heart to do all those things. Anyway, I remember one particular one. I think I was in GS3 and then the seniors were in SS3. So it was just GS3 and SS3 that was in the hostel that time. And because because we're writing SSC exam and then junior Y, and then everybody runs from SS3 room because once you enter, you will not come out. All of them will send you one thing or the other. They round before they release you. So I don't know how I entered SS3 room that day. Maybe someone sent you to go and pick something or something. And then decided giving me pails of water to go and pails to go and fetch water. I'm not kidding. I fetched like more than 10 pails of water. I didn't know that somebody was watching me from the matron's house. So she was counting as I was going. And it's not like from year to year. Oh. She was counting. So when it got to maybe the 10th or I can't remember, she now called me that, come. Who are the people that have been sending you this? Is it one person that owns all this? Who are the people? It was the last person that now got the that okay, she now said she now told the matron, and the matron, my mom is friends with the matron. Anytime she comes, she goes there, greet her and all that. So it was the last person that shall bore the brunt of the old scenario. She was like, how can you do that? That was how I shall go. I cannot forget that particular incident. There's one other one too. You see this one. Okay, wait. Have I said the story of how I fought with my classmates? I've fought before. Okay, so and that was the first and only fight of my life. So this was somebody, I think it was in JS2. We had the same school mother. We were classmates. And then she would also be bullying me. If they send her here and she would want to send me, I'm like, seniors are bullying me, you too. Aside from the fact that we are even classmates, we have the same school mother, we should be like sisters. Why should you not be the one that, because okay, you see that I don't talk, I can't remember what she said that day. She just said, I now refuse, or maybe she said that I can't remember what actually led to it. That's okay, let's meet somewhere to fight. I was like, me fight. But she was actually, she thought I was not going to how will I put the English now? She thought I wasn't going to fight back. So I said, okay, let's go. Hey, my heart was in my mouth.
So you went for what?
We fought. I said that was the first and only fight of my life. So we went to one place, secondary school.
Oh, you went there to meet
yes, so we had a place, let's meet at so you know how they say, let's meet at so place at the back of so computer lab or something. We met there, we fought. I eventually won because we both had bruises and all that, but I won. I was satisfied.
But you beating her very well.
She beat me but I won that fight, and I was really happy. And after that day, she too, she respected me, and we respected ourselves. But that was the first and only. Let me share one more story. Bullying doesn't just happen between students and students. We have established that. It could be between matrons and students, teacher to student, parents to teachers, parents to teachers, parents to child. Anyway, so this one was, will I say matron to me? Because the person was not even our matron, it was like a sister to our matron. I don't know what happened, but somebody shall went to go and lie against me. I can't remember what it was about. And then she just believed the person and gave me punishment. Guess what the punishment was? Punishment was that I should go and wash the toilet. And our toilets, the blocked toilets, those toilets is one of the punishments that you would ever in your life not pray to get. It's like the highest form of punishment they can give anybody, because number one, the toilets are blocked. It's not normal toilets like the one that we use. Don't let me describe it. It's like, it's not shalanga, no, it's not, what they call that. It's not fit latrine, but it's like down. It's cemented on the floor. Anyway, that was a punishment, and I did not, I have not been able to forget that incident. And she was somebody that I really respected. She was somebody that was close to my mom, so I expected better of her. Anyway, as much as possible, we should try to prevent. How can we prevent bullying? I would say it still starts from the home. We parents that our children cannot tell us no, our children cannot talk to us, our children. You asked why I didn't tell. Did I used to tell my parents? Well, if your children cannot talk to you, they can't tell you no at home. They will not be able to tell anybody no outside. So it begins from there. Open communication, be available, be present, not just be available, be present.
Yeah. So even in addition to that, also how we can also prevent it is probably a child is coming and is complaining this particular school. Can withdraw your child from that school?
Yeah.
That's the only thing, because I hate parents that imagine your child is coming today and like, mommy, this, mommy, that's probably you gone. And like you said now, that imagine you had to stop because they had to punish you the more because you reported. So imagine that your mom had to actually take you away from that school.
I would have been glad.
You see? Exactly. So many children would have wished that, oh, I wish my mom would just take me away from this school. So that's another way. When we listen, we look for possible solutions. There are, even if you don't want to like probably withdraw that child, go to that child to constantly to ensure that that thing is not happening again.
Yes, and when our children talk to us or confide in us, don't just take it with levity. Don't just say, "Oh, you are not the only one now. You are not." So we have different levels of resilience.
True,
If your
true.
child is not able to take something, another child might be able to take that. But listening is an important skill that
Parents need to learn. True.
Yes, listen, be very attentive, such that even if the child is not talking, you know what the child is saying without the child
saying anything. True.
But if you are not present, if you are not available, if you are always on the go, you won't notice those things.
True.
You won't notice those things, and that's what causes. Sometimes it actually leads to suicide. We have seen cases
True. That boy died now. The boy in that school that got bullied. Some people died, like shaved his hair.
No, that's just
like I was not like, is it those people their conscience has been mortgaged? Like a human being, you sat down. No.
Imagine what will be going through the
mind of that person.
Another set of people I would like us to touch on are people who are in the environment where the bullying is going on.
Very true.
What do we call them? Bystanders.
Yes, so the bystanders.
You are not actually the bullied. You are not the one bullying somebody, but you are there. It's just like you are
part of it. Because I know most times some of them will say they are afraid to speak up, but they might not. There's some people that they are bullying. Some places they are bullying, cannot near them. So that you know that collect your own. True. But even as adults, they are either call a police or a higher authority. They are carrying phone. Some people are videoing. That energy you are using to video, you would have used it to like call for help.
Call for help for the other person. You must never ever.
That's it.
And it starts with educating ourselves and educating our children, because you must teach your child that even if you are not the one being bullied or you are not the bully and you see something like that going on, you must not keep quiet.
True.
Go and get help.
Get help.
Talk to an adult or somebody that is close by that can help. But don't keep quiet and don't be complacent, because that means you are also part of
it. Yeah, like you imagine watching your fellow man there, you are just there. Call for help, because that's the only thing. Okay, so and the internet also has it that guy stole. He stole a phone. That was why they did what they did. So in such cases like that, whereby okay, probably someone stole something, do you think it is right for someone to like go ahead to like take justice into their hands?
It's never right. It's never ever right. Jungle justice is not right. Is what it is called. Jungle justice. Well, I think maybe one of the reasons that people do it is also because our justice system is maybe slow, or they just feel like they are not going to get justice, but it's still not in your place, because that thing that the person stole, how much can the phone cost?
Exactly. It's not taking a human's life.
It's not equal to anybody's life, no matter how expensive the thing is. The thing is, they just have to report to the right authority. It is not right that you take justice into your own hands, because
I was just to actually oppose that part. But do you know that in some cases that they've gone to complain that probably this particular thing is happening constantly, but still they didn't do anything about it. Therefore, they now
Uh-huh.
decided to take law into their hands because there are most times that you keep quiet, especially people that steal. Imagine someone is just going about taking from people, taking, and now they finally caught somebody.
Mm.
So it's not always that easy to like, okay, go and report because most times, even the police system, our justice system is not working, it's not functioning. So at that point,
Function is
it's okay. It's slow. It's slow. So that's just it. You call for help, and before the help will arrive, those people would have done what they want to do.
well. I understand your point of view, but I will still say that it is not right for another human being to take laws into your own hands to the point of killing or causing that kind of harm. Any form of harm at all self is wrong. But to that extreme of killing, actually taking another person's life. Okay, so those people that eventually killed the boy now, will they go scot-free? If they are caught, there's something called, so even if it's some, and that is why I would never advise or I would never support fighting back when we are being bullied. Also fight when they slap you, you to slap them, because
Me, I'll fight back. Oh. If you beat me, I'll beat
because
back.
that your slap ten might be. You watch the video of the girl who was being, I think she was being bullied and then she was one that slapped somebody and then the other girl fell down and hit
But
her.
you're saying we should not fight back. So is that so? If someone beats me now, I should just be looking.
Okay, so there are ways that you can control, or yeah, there are ways that you can deal with that situation
Okay.
before it gets to the point of you being even bullied at all.
Okay.
Let's do the preventive. Let's come from the preventive angle. Ensure that you raise your child's self-confidence. Bullies know who to target. But when they see that this person, even though this person is a quiet, this person does not, I can't go near, they know that this person is not my target. So let's start from there. Build your child's self-confidence. Have open communication. Let your child be courageous or be bold enough to talk to you at home. When the child can talk to you at home, it's easier for the child to talk to people outside. When you're always telling the child, no, all the people that are always, whatever I say stands. I mean, why? Why as a long tail?
I'm too bright. Our children are really inquisitive. They are very
Why as a
inquisitive.
long tail? Because I say so. Because I say so. I say no and I. So in that case, have an open communication. Ensure that you are not the conqueror, the what do they call it, where the child cannot talk. The child will lose his or her voice.
But you know, mother, some children are very, very stubborn.
Okay, so you asked what if
Yes,
what if the child is stubborn? So number one, no labeling. Let's start from there. No labeling of the child, because it's what you call your child that the child will eventually become. Our words are very powerful. So if you say the child is stubborn, the child will continue to exhibit stubbornness. Yeah. So some children are strong-willed, They are not like the gentle, meek, easygoing kind of people, but it's also where your own work as a parent comes in, how you are able to guide the child. Okay, so yes, these are the things that you don't do. It's just having set rules, set values that everybody in the family follows. Okay, so it just has to do with the family values, family training, and this is where your own knowledge as a parent also comes in. You cannot just leave parenting the children of this age is so different from what we had. We were able to go through some of the things that we went through, and it led to trauma. So that's another thing that I think we should talk about. So being bullied also has negative effects. It's not also being bullied has negative effects on your mental well-being, because it's either the person becomes a bully or the person also goes into anxiety, depression. The person is easy to fall into drugs and all those things, low self-esteem, lack self-confidence. There are some things that you cannot aim for because maybe somebody has told you that you cannot go far. Emotional bullying, that's another thing. So
But how do parents now help these like people that are already bullies? How do parents help their children come out of this That act.
behavior.
Yes.
Okay, so it's training, it's counseling, help, talking to
Because
the
there are some
child.
children that you see, you know that this one has gone. Like it takes only God grace and like to this child
Yeah.
to change.
Well, anybody can change.
Hmm.
Anybody can change. It just takes God, and it takes a lot of intentionality from the parents. You cannot give up on your child if you truly
True. Can't give up.
want.
That's a big word. Can't give up.
If you
on
truly
your child.
want the best for that child, you would go to any length. And we are co-creators with God. Let's not forget that God gave us these children. We are not, they are not our own. So he didn't give us. We are just guardians.
True. We didn't choose them. God
So-
knew that we were going to,
So
like, He gave it to us. True.
exactly. So you
Sure.
must do your part. You must do your part. Get trainings, get knowledge on how to train these children. And children who are already bullies, yes, they can get help. No child is God. Well, it may be difficult, it may be challenging, but it is not impossible for the child to become better. You know, it's counseling, intentionality, the parents being there, you
And
know,
lots of
doing
prayers.
everything. We cannot overemphasize that.
Lots of
The
prayers.
parents doing everything that they can to show this. Most times bullies too lack love. They lack basic love, simply put. You know, they lack attention, they lack that empathy from the home. And that is if you don't have empathy, you can't give it. That's why somebody will be beating another person will be recording it. So it's not just about even the bully and the bullied. Those other bystanders too are very, very important. How are you training up your child? If you are a bystander, you are as worse as the bully.
Okay, but what of over pampered children? Because this video of this guy that is trending at this university, it's a private university. Definitely, anybody that goes there, you know that their father has money. And these children, now that's perpetrated in that act, their parents will do everything they can to ensure that their children, and they know. How do you know the homework? There are some things you will not even want to venture in.
Exactly.
But some children have that boldness. My mom will always say, because right from probably when they were growing up, there are some there are some habits that their family or their mom has actually covered for them. So they will just let go. So in that case, how can the parents prevent such from happening?
Well, that's a serious case. The parents will be the first beneficiary of it. Oh, that's just the thing. If you fail to train up your child as the way it should go, the parents will be the first beneficiary of the untrained child.
But they have money
Because
now to like
they
cover
have
that
money.
crime, to do anything. So that's why that
The child would eventually not be useful to himself or herself, will not be useful to the world. So for how long do you want to? That means you will be bailing out the child for life. Is that the kind of life you are 80 years old and then your child is maybe 55 and you are still bailing out the child? You are still the child is not independent. You see that even the parents cannot rest because at that age you're supposed to be resting and be reaping the fruits of your labor. You are worried, you are constantly checking up on the child. I hope this boy has not entered another wahala. The parents cannot have peace of mind. I would suggest that as much as possible we should prevent. So before we get to the managing the bullying situation, let's as much as possible prevent it or teach our children to not find themselves in a situation where they will be bullied. And how can we do that? You know, building self-confidence, open communication, always be attentive, don't be present.
Yes.
Be present.
And know their
Teach-
friends.
That one is very important. Know their friends.
Yeah. Who are they
Because-
handling with? Who are they staying with?
Exactly.
Yes.
Who are you relating with? Teach them to build good relationships. Teach them to choose their friends.
Yes, very important.
Very, very important. You must teach them. It's not something that is just assumed. Because most of us growing up, it's just something that you will know the right things to do.
True.
And it also starts from the home. You know, a child who has the right values, will know that, okay,
There are
when I'm
some people
choosing
like
my
cannot
friends.
mingle with. True.
There are some people that I cannot mingle with. So it is important to be intentional about that and teach them not to walk alone. So nobody is an island. You cannot say in the whole of the school there's
You don't have one
nobody
friend.
that is your friend. Ah, yeah, an easy target though. That kind of person is an easy target, you know. So in as much as you want to choose good friends, you want to choose friends whose values align with yours, as much as possible, have friends. That's the
Very
koko.
important.
Very important. Never walk alone like Liverpool. Never walk alone because bullies actually walk in. Most bullies they don't walk. They don't walk alone.
They're always in clique.
They are always in groups,
Yes.
and it's important that.
And if you've ever bullied someone before, it's not too late to change. I mean, you can change. All you need to do is reflect on your actions, apologize, and commit to treat people better with compassion.
Mm, mm.
So,
I think we should quickly touch on cyberbullying. So that is something that this one concerns adults. We feel that okay, when you say bully, what comes to your mind is somebody eating somebody beating somebody. But what about that comment that you dropped on that
very
person's
important.
page that you know that this comment is the intention of this comment is to either make the person feel bad or to embarrass the person or to slander the person.
Honestly, there are sometimes I read some comments online and I'm like, Jesus
Who
Christ.
wrote this? Who
Like, I
wrote
used to wonder that is this person normal? Like, you sat down in your house and you type this, and some people are not concerned, and they'll just drop it, bagam.
and you don't know the state of that of
Honestly.
the person reading. You don't know the state of their mental health at that time. You don't know if the person is even over the edge already or just looking for one excuse to just go and hang himself and you say, go and hang yourself sef. What are you the words that we speak?
Are powerful. There's this lady that went offline for 4 months because of they
Wow.
bullied her. Someone said something. She
Wow.
left for 4 months. She just got back and she
Wow.
started playing everything. She like the type, everything. Like she took notes of them.
Wow.
Most people feel they don't read it. People read it.
People read this
Like
comment.
people go through this post. Imagine you are commenting on someone, you are calling the person's name. The girl now screenshotted everything. When she came back, she started posting it on the video. It was so
Wow. And so as adults, we should also be very, very intentional about our words. The words that you speak, are they giving life to the other person? So we tell ourselves, I tell my children, before you speak, think before you speak.
True.
Think, just take 5 seconds to think before you act and speak.
That's why they
Because
always say don't respond in anger because there are some things you would
Exactly.
say that you live to regret.
Emotional management,
True.
emotional intelligence.
Very important.
Very important,
Yes.
you know, and it's something that we adults also need to be very intentional about, and we should also teach our children because most teenagers, most children now are on the internet.
Yeah.
You see 8-year-old, 7-year-old with a gadget, and they are all over the internet. No form of restriction, no form of, and they are sending different messages to themselves. So it's very important that as parents, cyberbullying is also a very big thing that we should be concerned about. Before you give your child a gadget, please train them, teach them the do's and don'ts of internet ethics.
Yes.
Set put in place restrictions. There's Google Family Link that you can monitor the activities online. Don't just give your child a gadget and then the child gets to read different things, and you know. So that is very, very important. So
And also to prevent cyberbullying, don't always like detox, social media detox,
yes.
and block people as many as possible. Once you see any negative come, block.
True.
And detox is not every time. You can see it's important to take social media break at times. Like it's needed. Is it because you
For
see
your
that
mental
place?
health.
Exactly, very important. Because a lot is happening and probably you should just take a break so that it doesn't dent on your mental health and all.
Because some children also develop different coping mechanisms when they are being bullied. So if you are a parent and you are not vigilant or you are not attentive, you know, the child will just create his or her own coping mechanism. So let me paint a scenario. So this happened to me when I was in secondary school. You know, while going through all those bullying, all those emotional, physical, verbal, they will just talk to you anyhow. So I devised a coping mechanism. I could not talk to my mom. That time there was no phone, nothing. So what I did was I now started frowning. And so bullying can actually lead to long-term mental health challenges later on in life. Fear, the person becomes excessively fearful, anxiety, depression. The person is easily. Some people cope with substance, drugs, just to get away from that feeling of being
That's your addiction.
addiction, from that feeling of being bullied. So my own coping mechanism then was to, aside from, so in my mind I was like, okay, so maybe because my face was too gentle. So if I start frowning,
They will fear you.
at least they will
Oh my God.
fear me a bit in my mind, my young mind. And then that became a thing. Unconsciously, I just started frowning everywhere. Even when I went home, I was still frowning. There was a time somebody had to tell my mom that out of the children, this particular one, she's always frowning. I'm like, no, I'm not, unconsciously, it has just become like a stamp. Because in my mind, if they see me with strong face, maybe they will not call me to send me on an errand. And that is one of the things. And it took a lot of work to undo that. Another coping mechanism that I devised then was to pretend that I was sick. Ah, God. But there was one incident that happened that in my life I said, never, ever, ever will I play with sickness again. So that time, anything, and when it's near COVID, there was I'm not feeling fine. I'm not feeling fine. Just so that you want to rest. You don't want them to send you unnecessary errand. One headache, you have this small headache like this, I will sit down. We nurse the headache very well so that the headache will now become something elaborate. So there was this particular time I had, it started like subtly, and then I didn't used to go to there's no matter how sick I was, I never had to go to the school clinic. But this time, I made sure that I landed. I could have just used paracetamol, but I made sure that I landed in the school clinic. I was just encouraging. How will I put it now? I wanted. Can you imagine the level of what was going on in my mind for me to want to be sick? Just so that I could get out of this scenario. Anyway, I felt very ill, and then I had to go home. For like 1 month, I was treating malaria, typhoid. We actually went to the hospital, but incidentally, the doctor didn't say we should do any test. I told him the symptoms, and he just wrote some drugs for us to get. And then it got worse. So it started with tummy ache, headache. I couldn't stand straight. I was bending. And then I think I almost fainted one day or so. I was rushed to the hospital, and then we now had to eventually do a test, and said it was typhoid or something like that. And it was very high. They said that was like the highest they've seen in that hospital in a very long while. So I was immediately given drip. That was my first time of taking drip. I was really, before I could recover, it took me like a total of like 3 months before I could come back, because it was gradual. My parents were really scared. Like at that time I was very thin now. I couldn't eat anything. So after that experience, I just told myself nothing will make me ever use this one as a cover for bullying or any circumstance again. I will face it whichever way I need to face it, but not through.
So because you've been not seeing it, it's actually now manifested. Wow.
It's manifested beyond the way that I expected. So we just like to say that a lot has been said here today, and I hope that we have learned one or two things. I have definitely learned one or two things from this podcast today. We would like to, yes, we would like to tell you that if you are going through any form of bullying, please speak up. It's important. Your voice is your power. There's power in your voice. Please speak up.
Teach your children.
If you are a parent, please teach your children to also speak up. It's never okay to keep quiet when they are being bullied, or when they know that another child or somebody they know is being bullied, or even they even know a bully. Please speak up, it's very important, and then they can get the necessary help that they need. They can get counseling, they can get educated and equipped on how to better manage their emotions. And of course, you know that our money health is all about your overall well-being. We have the emotions handbook for children and teenagers. This helps them, manage their emotions effectively. They understand their emotions, and then they can express and manage it positively, not going by the way of bullying. And then we have the emotions and affirmation, and then we have the affirmation workbook. This also helps your child build self-confidence, self-esteem. They have a sense of identity.
Very important.
Very important. It can actually be used by the whole family. Yes. So reach out to us to get one and plenty copies of this. Thank
And
you.
if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell, turn on your notification bell so you don't miss out when we come here again. Bye-bye.
Bye.